What's up, everybody? You're tuned in to the Cris
Ammo.
podcast, episode 248, Big Energy Monday. Hope everybody's having a good day, whatever you're doing. You're at home, you're at work. We appreciate y'all tapping into the live stream. Listening on the playback, we appreciate you too. Leave a comment in the comments section. We got a few things to speak on, some NBA news, do a little NFL stuff today. I got this thing Daniel Jeremiah did, where he did his top 6 QB prospects since 2020. I want to get Maul's opinion on that. Also, we got the best free agent fits remaining wide receivers. Also, gonna talk about Tyson Fury, and a really big tour has been announced, and we're gonna talk about that. But before we get into that, Maul, how you feeling, sir?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. Excited with everything that's going on. You know what I mean? Watched a little bit of Masters over the weekend. Also, getting ready for WrestleMania. NBA playoffs is about to go back, man. Excited to talk about it. Obviously, we got the big WNBA show we're doing later on tonight, so I'm excited about that as well. So I'm ready to get to everything, man. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, man. Can't complain. I'm right there with you, ready to get into these topics. It's WrestleMania week, and man, got WNBA draft tonight, so we're gonna be doing that live stream tonight or today, right? Like 3:30. So tap in with us. You know what I'm saying? Gonna try to finagle this on TikTok too. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but we're gonna try it. Yeah, man. Let's get into the NBA, man. You got any news for the NBA?
Yeah, man, we got everything going on a little bit, man. So we'll start off with this. We'll start with some Bucks news. Doc Rivers, he's out as the Bucks head coach. The team announced on Monday. And then also, we also got Giannis. He also spoke about a little bit about his situation going about. He took questions for about 10 minutes and stuff like that. Some of the stuff that he said. After Coach Doc Rivers, who departed, I'm gonna read this article real quick. After Coach Doc Rivers, who is departing, the Buck coach finished his media session. Antetokounmpo said, "I don't know. It's up to me." Let me redo this. After Milwaukee Bucks season-ending 126-106 loss to the Philadelphia 76ers, Giannis Antetokounmpo gave contradicting messages about his future. On one hand, he said that he isn't sure whether he's played his final game with the Bucks, the only franchise the future Hall of Famer has ever played for in his 13-year NBA career. But Antetokounmpo didn't close the door on signing another extension in October if it is offered to him. Antetokounmpo took questions for about 10 minutes, short time after Doc Rivers, who is departing as the Bucks coach, finished his media session. Quote saying, "That's a very good question," Antetokounmpo said when asked whether he has played his last game in Milwaukee uniform. "I don't know. It's not up to me. We'll see." Throughout his media session, Antetokounmpo did not disguise his frustration regarding this season, saying the Bucks are as far from contention as they were at any point in his career, and discussing the lack of communication with the franchise. Quote, "I feel like sometimes people just don't listen," he said. "They listen to the sources. The main source is me. It is what it is. So again, do not disturb on my phone. Go about my day, improve, come back better." But where will Antetokounmpo be playing when it comes back? How Milwaukee handles this situation is one of the biggest NBA offseason questions, especially after the Bucks listened to offers for him before February's deadline. Antetokounmpo also has been frustrated about the team not clearing him to play despite his insistence that he's healthy, and after he suffered a left knee hyperextension and bone bruise last month. He also wanted to play alongside his two brothers, Stannis and Alex, who are also on the roster, but the Bucks said he wasn't physically ready to play. Quote, "At this point, zero," Antetokounmpo said when asked if he had control over his situation. I don't have control. Being cleared to play. I don't understand. For my understanding, coming back to play, which I don't think I ever had in any return to play protocol, but to my understanding, which I had to play 3-on-3 to be able to be available to play. I did that multiple times. I've never in my life denied participation of practice. I don't know who said that, who came up with that, but that's disrespectful towards what I've done for this team and the way I carry myself my whole career pretty much. But I do what I was supposed to do. I wasn't able to come on the court now. Who has that say? It's probably because it comes from the boss, probably comes from the members of the front office or the owners. So I thought I had control, kind of like, okay, I'm healthy, I'm going to play. But this shows me that not just me, just players in general do not have control. We got to do what we have to do. So to answer your question, no, I do not feel like I have control. And there's more to the article if you want to read it. It's on ESPN currently right now. With that, with Doc Rivers being out, some of the comments that you heard from Giannis Antetokounmpo on his season-ending press conference. What are your thoughts with the whole situation heading into the offseason with the Bucks?
Blow it up. Send him packing. Get what you can get. Send him to the Knicks, wherever the hell you want to send him, and blow it up, man, and rebuild. It's over. All right, this has gone on too long. The jig is up. Let's move on, man. Because I told Mom plenty of times I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of y'all. And I like Giannis. I think he's a nice guy. I think he's a really good dude. He's very great for the sport. I think he's a very exciting player. One of your superstars that you can get behind to watch in this game. But this whole cat and mouse between the Bucks and Giannis is getting very tiresome. And I'm sick of it. So I just want my man to move on, go to his new team, and go try to win championships somewhere else. But please, for the life of me, just let's end this. Let's blow this thing up and let's move on.
Yeah, nah, I totally agree. I think it gets to the point with this situation where I think Giannis Antetokounmpo, he just needs to come out and say it, bro. Like, we all know the writing on the wall. This team is not winning anytime soon. They need to worry about getting draft assets that they clearly have lost, trying to build a championship team around himself. I just think it gets to a point where I think Giannis, there needs to be no more waddling on the fence. Like, just come out and say it. Like, yo, we need to part ways. Obviously, you don't like the way the situation was handled at the end of the year with your injury, and obviously, you wanting to come back to play. We all know some of the reasons why. I guess there were certain stipulations in your Nike contract where you could have got a little bit more money, and then obviously, you wanted to play with your brothers and all that stuff like that. But we also understand the other side with the Milwaukee Bucks, where they have to position themselves in a very, very deep draft, where they want to be able to exhaust all of their efforts to get the best top pick that they potentially could get, as far as like with the odds with the NBA draft lottery. So I understand it on both sides. I think both sides need to accept fate that this isn't a working relationship anymore. I think there's been a lot of trust that has been broken. I think Giannis should applaud the Bucks for exhausting all of their options and putting themselves into this plight that they currently are in, as a franchise, to try to build something around you. Now, unfortunately, due to injuries that happen during the playoffs and stuff like that, you weren't able to win another championship with the Milwaukee Bucks, but you have the opportunity to go win a championship elsewhere. You have the opportunity to go to the Knicks. You have the opportunity to go to the Boston Celtics. You have the opportunity to go play with the Lakers and Luka Doncic. You have opportunities all across the board, depending on who's willing to give up said assets for that. And for him to say he does not have control, he does have all the control. Now, obviously, he don't have the control whether he wanted to play, I guess, at the end of the year. But as far as like where you want to be at, sir, you have all the control in the world. If you want to sign that contract decision and stay with the Bucks, then stay with the Bucks. No one's going to care. People are going to applaud you because you stuck with that franchise. But if you want to leave, no one's going to fault you either. You have control. You have one more year left on your contract. You can dictate where you kind of want to go. And we all know where you want to go. You want to play with the New York Knicks. You want to be as close to Greece as possible. And the New York Knicks are your best destination. It gives you both aspects, where it's not a long flight for you to go see your family and your kids, and to the point where you still have the opportunity to win said championship. The Knicks have all the assets in the world as far as players. Now, obviously, they don't have like the draft capital for it, but they could throw in a Karl Anthony Towns. They could throw in a Mikal Bridges. They could throw in a Josh Hart, or whatever kind of combination that they want to do, and be able to say do that. Or if you want to sign outright and you don't care about the distance around with your family, you're a private jet away. I don't think why that's a big deal. Go to the Lakers, or go to the Celtics, or go to the Atlanta Hawks or the Orlando Magic. Like there's plenty of options for you. So for him not to say he doesn't have options, I think it's kind of crazy. And I'm with Chris. I'm over the situation. Just stand 10 toes down on what you want to do. Either you want to stay or you want to go. I'm tired of this, being on the fence type shit. All right, next up, I'll leave this as the last NBA news because we're gonna leave all the WNBA stuff for later today. NBA playoffs, man. We're getting all set, man. So you obviously have the play-in games starting out. We're not gonna get Chris's predictions on the main beef of the playoffs, but I do want to get his predictions on these play-in games and see where his mind at and who he has advancing. So we'll start out in the East. First game, we have the 76ers and Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic had a brutal loss yesterday against the Celtics that could have helped them get the 7th seed and home court advantage for this game. But unfortunately, they lost to all the backups of the Celtics. They will be playing the Philadelphia 76ers, who will not have Joel Embiid because he did have surgery on his appendicitis. So for this game, who do you have going on to be facing the Boston Celtics?
I got the 76ers.
Oh,
I like Maxey. I think Edgecombe and those boys is going to show up. I haven't really liked the way Orlando Magic has been looking in this year.
I agree.
At all.
I totally agree.
I think Pablo Banchero has been disappointing this year. He hasn't been very good this year. We thought that he was going to take that step forward, especially with some of the moves that they made. They traded all them picks for Desmond Bain and all this stuff. Like, the Orlando Magic has not lived up to what we thought they were going to be. Now, look, I ain't think they was going to be like a perennial, but I thought they had a chance to put themselves into that on the East, be one of the contenders for possibly getting to the championship game. So they didn't live up to that. I like the way the Sixers have looked better. Even without Embiid, the Sixers are still looking good. Paul George is playing really good. Edgecomb's playing good. Maxey's playing good. Like, I like the way the Sixers look, even without Embiid. So give me the Sixers, man.
I agree with you. I'm gonna take the Sixers. I think this is a big moment for Paulo Banchero and Franz Wagner. I think if they go out, I think Jamal Mosley, I think he's gone as the head coach, and I think one of those two guys will be traded in the offseason. And you've been hearing reports that Orlando Magic could be a sneaky team for Giannis Antetokounmpo if he's open to go to the Orlando Magic. So I would look out for that. But I totally agree with you. I'm liking the way the Philadelphia 76ers have been playing, even without Joel Embiid. And I totally hate how the Orlando Magic had their full squad and lost to C and B players to the Boston Celtics. I don't care how hard the team plays. There's no way in hell you should have lost that. You were down by as much as 13, 14 points heading into the fourth quarter. So that's an embarrassment. That's an embarrassment. All right, next up, we have the next matchup, the 9-10 matchup. This matchup will be taking place on Wednesday. Loser will go home after this, and then the winner of this game will play the loser of the 7-8 matchup. So we have the Hornets versus the Miami Heat. Charlotte Hornets, who have been playing really well. They will host this game in Charlotte against the Miami Heat. Who do you have advancing to play the loser of the 7-8 matchup?
I'm gonna go with the Charlotte Hornets. I think the Charlotte Hornets have been playing really well. LaMelo, he's been balling out. What's the rookie's name?
Con Knueppel. Con Knueppel.
Yeah, he's been playing really good this year too. He's been a real big addition to that squad. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Charlotte. The Heat, they just kind of like, man, to me, outside of Bam, it's just kind of like whatever, man.
Yeah,
it's kind of whatever. So yeah, give me Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, look, I know the Miami Heat are the goated team of the play-in. Like, that's all they do is they win play-in games. But I'm gonna be honest with you, the Miami Heat team might be the worst watch in this whole playoff. You know what I mean? If you haven't seen the Charlotte Hornets, that is a very fun team to watch with LaMelo Ball.
I saw my man Melo. I saw my man Melo on a fast break. Skip the layup.
Oh, yeah. Go shoot the three.
Any other time I would have been pissed, but I was like, that's kind of fun.
But that's LaMelo, man. He's gonna take you on a roller coaster ride, and that whole team is just fun. Bridges and all those guys. I just think the Hornets have something. I love the young head coach that they have over there as well. I like the movement, so I definitely got the Hornets, especially that home court environment that Charlotte has been dying for, and the team that they are 100% behind. I think that crowd is going to be raucous, and I think that I got them winning as well. So obviously we would have the Hornets playing the Orlando Magic for the winner to go play the Detroit Pistons, the number 1 overall seed. Who do you have winning that to face Detroit?
Just give me the Hornets. Like I said, I just don't like the way the Orlando Magic has been playing at all. So give me the Hornets.
I agree with you. I'm praying the Hornets. I pray the Hornets play the Detroit Pistons because that matchup would be must see TV. We all know the situation that happened about a month ago with Isaiah Stewart and Bridges, them getting into a fight. If you didn't watch the game that they played a couple of days ago, that was a really good game. Obviously, Detroit ended up, breaking it open in later in that second half to winning in double digits. But I think that would be a very entertaining matchup. I think it would give them a lot of people that what I think will be truly entertained by the whole situation. So I think I'm gonna go with the Hornets as well. So and then next up we got the West. We'll start off this. We got the Suns versus the Blazers. This will be the 7-8 matchup. Blazers came on strong second part of the year. They'll play the Suns. Suns have been one of the more surprising teams in the Western Conference. Who do you have winning this matchup? Suns will be hosting this game to play. They'll be playing the Spurs in the first round.
Say that again. Who?
Spurs. The Suns versus the Trailblazers.
They're the Trailblazers, man.
Yeah.
I'm working with the Trailblazers. I've been liking the way they've been playing, man. They've been one of the more surprising teams this year. So I'm gonna ride with the Trailblazers.
Trailblazers. I'm gonna go with the Suns, man. I just think they're just the better team. I think the overall with Jalen Green, Devin Booker, all those guys. I just like that team a whole lot better. And then home court advantage. I think there's still a lot of youth with the Trailblazers. So I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with the Suns. I got with them going up against the Spurs in the next round. And obviously we got the big matchup. Loser will go home. We got the Los Angeles Clippers, Kawhi Leonard against Steph Curry and the Warriors. Steve Kerr did mention that Steph Curry would be on a minutes restriction, which is what's the point of you coming back if you're going to be on a minutes restriction in a big game like this? But he will be on a minutes restriction. I think last game he didn't play more than about 28, 29 minutes. Clippers will host this game to face the loser of the Suns and Trailblazers matchup, which we both have the Blazers. Who do you have winning this game?
I don't know. Say the two teams again, because I'm getting distracted with this comments over here.
Man, don't even acknowledge it, bro. I see it. The Clippers Warriors. Who do you have winning to face the Blazers?
Give me the Clippers. Too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Clippers too. Clippers. I just think they're just the better team, especially with the Steph Curry being on a minutes restriction. I just don't know. I just don't know what you're going to accomplish with that, and I just think it's kind of pointless of him playing if you're going to put him on a minutes restriction if he's not going to go full throttle in this playoff run. So I'm gonna go with the Clippers, and then obviously we'll have Clippers versus the Trailblazers. Or actually, you would have Suns. I have the Trailblazers. Who do you have going into the next round to face the defending champs, Oklahoma City?
I'll take the Clippers.
Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Clippers too. It'll be a little bit before we see Ty Lue back in Vegas, so I'm gonna take the Clippers as well, and then I'll have them playing the Oklahoma City Thunder in that round. So, and then we'll get the rest. Obviously, we'll talk more about the NBA playoffs on Wednesday night. We'll have a better indication, obviously, where everything's gonna be happening heading into Friday. So, and then that's it, man. That's it for NBA news, brother.
For sure. All right, man. Let's talk about Tyson Fury, man. He just had a fight this past weekend against Arslan Beck. It's not really much of a fight. It was pretty much of a rout. It was more of a sparring session. He was just getting some rounds in. Dude was not very skilled. But, Tyson Fury, he comes out with the win. Calls out AJ. AJ was in the crowd, and we all know that's a fight that we all been wanting for a long time. I know AJ was going through some things with the car accident, the death of his two friends, but it looks like he's getting back in the ring and trying to get his stuff together. So, would you be excited for that fight? Would that be a fight that you would want to watch?
Yeah, I think it's something that everybody's been kind of clamoring for. Been clamoring for the Anthony Joshua Tyson Fury matchup. Obviously, we got close, but I think Anthony Joshua, I forgot what match he ended up losing to, that kind of deterred it a little bit. But yeah, man, I just think overall, from what I saw from Tyson Fury looked good coming off of his retirement. I thought he looked. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about his opponent. I think his opponent, even with his record, you could kind of tell just the inexperience, just some of the way he was kind of throwing haymakers and stuff like that. You could really tell within the first like couple minutes that it was just a total mismatch. But I think overall, with just watching Tyson Fury, he looked really good. He looked quick. He looked spry. He looked like he was in really great condition, even though we know his body type is a little weird. But I thought overall, he looked really good. He was able to take punches. He was able to hit the jab with the quickness. He still looked quick. And overall, I think the whole spill at the end of the match with Anthony Joshua and him, I'll say this. I was a little bit, I'm giving Anthony Joshua a break, and I get it. Like, Tyson Fury can be this kind of person that kind of puts on this like WWE kind of like persona when he's trying to like, egg people on or do anything with trying to build up a match and stuff like that. But I just wish Anthony Joshua would have been like, yeah, I want you. I want the fight. I want to fight you. There's no one else I want to do. You're my locked in target. And I get it in his sense, like that. No signature has been signed on the dotted line. All that. Like, I just think, like, as boxing fans, we're not dumb. We understand the whole premise of people walking into the ring. We know it's not signed, sealed, delivered. Obviously, we got the whole situation with Boots and that whole situation. So we obviously are not oblivious to it. But my whole premise with that whole situation was just that you're building this up. You're building this fight up to the point of when you both step in the ring, it just gives you the image like, this is the fight we want. This is the fight that you both cats want, and that you're going to try to exhaust all options to try to make this fight happen. And I just with Anthony Joshua would have went about it that way. I get it. He doesn't want to kind of, light the fire on the anticipation with it, and then get the valid disappointment of the whole situation of not having this fight come across, because I think everybody wants this fight as far as like with heavyweight boxing right now and how it's like in this kind of weird spot. But yeah, I would want to watch it. Obviously, I know the reporter asked if he wanted to have like kind of like a tune-up fight before. He didn't say yes or no. But I think with the whole situation with Anthony Joshua, I do give him a break on that sense, because it was a very traumatic experience. He lost two of his best friends. He even stated that his main focus right now is just taking care of his family, making sure they're good, mentally cool, making sure he's mentally cool. He might not be in the right place to gear up for a big time fight like that, and if that's not the case, cool. So I respect it on both ends. It's kind of just a weird situation. Hopefully we get answers here soon. I'm kind of anticipating this will be the fight that would happen next. It seems like it's been kind of in the works right now, but we'll see. Either way, I wouldn't be surprised if Anthony Joshua tends to wait a little bit longer, or if he decides to take a tune-up fight and we don't get this until like next year or something, like early next year.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. I think it'll happen next year. I don't think it's going to happen this year. Maybe he does take a tune-up fight at the end of the year just to get himself back going. But yeah, I can see him taking a tune-up fight, and then next year hit the ground going, and we get Tyson Fury. Probably might be around the same time on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I can see like maybe a March or April type of scenario. With Tyson Fury, I think he has options. Obviously we got to see what Usyk wants to do after his kind of like, entertainment fight that he has going on with that kickboxer. I guess he can kind of, I don't know if you want to do the Wilder fight. I don't know if you have the Dubois fight coming up. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe you could do a situation with that if Tyson Fury doesn't want to wait around for Anthony Joshua. I'm assuming he's ready to get back into the ring. It's not like he took a lot of punishment, so it seems like he's ready to get back in the flow of things and stuff like that. So I don't know. Who would you think that Tyson Fury, if Anthony Joshua doesn't come about this year, who do you see him taking another fight? And if you do, who do you think it will be with?
I mean, outside of it, it's gonna have to be Usych. It would have to be Usych, if anything. Maybe Dubois if he beats Worley, because he has a belt too. So either one of those guys, or maybe even Worley. If Worley beats Dubois again, maybe we get that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he says, "You know what?" Because you could do him and Wiley in the UK. because they're both in the UK. So you could do that fight in the UK. Same thing in Dubai. You could do that in the UK, and they'll sell out. And people will show up, and AJ will be in the crowd again. You know what I'm saying? So, so yeah, either one of those fights is fine with me. I don't want, you know how I feel. I don't want to see him in Wilder ever again.
Yeah, I don't. I just threw out the name because it's just like I don't know who else, but I don't know. What do you think? How did you think he looked during the fight? I don't know if he said.
No, he looked good. I mean, like I said, it was a sparring session. Like he looked fresh. He looked good. He was working the jab. He was just a better fighter, man. That's one thing about Tyson Fury. Say what you want about him, but the way his body looked, some of the things he do. But dude is an excellent boxer.
Yeah, he's an elite boxer.
For a heavyweight, he's very skilled. Like,
he doesn't have a lot of weaknesses.
Yeah, he's not like a one of those brawling, just throwing a bunch of haymaker type heavyweights. No, he works the jab. He is closest thing probably to Lennox Lewis.
I agree. I just think he got what he wanted out of that fight. You know what I mean? I think he wanted, if he wanted to get him out earlier, I think he really could have. I just think he wanted the 12 rounds. I think he wanted to get that sweat back, get the feeling of going 12 rounds and preparing. I think we all saw it. I think I agree with Mark. Everybody, it was a glorified sparring session. Just, people paid for it. People watched it, and we move on and we get ready for some more bigger fights that is on the docket. You know what I mean? Hopefully it's Usyk, hopefully it's Joshua. I think those are probably the only two, and depending obviously with Worley and Dubois, if one of those guys come out in a great fashion, I think obviously you can throw their name as far as like in the hat of competitors that could go up against Fury. So it should be interesting. It's better to have Fury in the heavyweight division than not. So at this point right now, so.
Yeah, for sure. Before we move on, Conor Ben and Regis Progress, they fight. We all kind of figured how that fight was going to go because we know Regis is not the most he's not the most athletic gifted man. He's very fat-footed. So we picked Conor Ben to win that. But Conor Ben, he is at 147. Would you want to see Conor Ben against one of these other guys at 147? Maybe Ryan Garcia or Devin Haney or Rolly or one of those guys?
First on Regis, brother, just retired. Just retired, brother. I think you had an excellent career. I know a lot of us has talked about, your stylistic ways in the boxing ring is not the most eye appeasing, but I think you had an excellent career. I think it's time for you to walk away, brother. I just think you look bad, and respectfully. But with Conor Ben, I thought Conor Ben looked really good. I thought he had some moments where he showed a little bit of weakness where Regis Prograis was able to connect with him, and he got a little phased by it. But I know he called out Ryan Garcia. I think that would be something that would be interesting because we don't know, especially with Ryan Garcia, you just don't know what Ryan you're going to get. So Conor Ben would have the opportunity to win that matchup. I think with Devin Haney, I think it would be a little bit tougher. I think it would be a lot tougher with Devin Haney. I just think stylistically, it wouldn't fit right. Rolly would always be entertaining, just on the sense of we know that that's going to be honestly like a brawl. It'll just be like a mindless fight where it's just two boxers that are just throwing bombs, and there's no strategic plan with that. That's how I view Rolly. I just think he just doesn't have a strategic plan. He just kind of just fights. He just like he was.
I thought he was kind of strategic against Ryan.
Yeah, but in a sense with Ryan, it's just like I don't know, man. It's just certain things.
No,
with Ryan. Like he just like there's no reason why he should have lost to Rolly. Let's just call it spade. Like I don't put Rolly on that category with Ryan Garcia. I just don't. I think Ryan's just a better boxer. Like that's how I feel. But Conor Ben Ryan, I would be entertained with that. I would be interested to see that. Now, who would I have favored? I would have Ryan Garcia favored in that, but I wouldn't be surprised if Conor Ben was able to pull that out. I think he has all the capabilities in the world to do it, and I think that out of all those three, I think that would be probably the most entertaining fight. Boxing fight.
Yeah, I agree. I think it would be entertaining. Just the press conferences, they're gonna be talking trash about each other. And then in ring, it'd be entertaining too. So I wouldn't mind that fight either.
I don't know what Ryan's gonna do, but he has a lot of options. I think Ryan has a lot of options.
I mean, we all know the fight that needs to be made.
It's the Haney fight. Yeah, it's the Haney fight. Yeah, it's the Haney fight. We all know that's the one we want, but are we gonna get that? You know what I mean? I just feel like there's a lot of talk, but there's not a lot of motion towards it at this particular time.
I mean, hell, if you want, I'm not mad if fine. We got because it's already been talks on Haney and Rolly. So bump it. Put on the one card, Devin Haney versus Rolly, and the other one, Ryan Garcia versus Conor Ben, and then the winners out of those face each other. Let's go.
Oh, kind of do like a tournament style.
Or
I'm not mad
whatever,
at that.
yeah.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at
Just
that.
cold main events, and hey, whoever wins these two fights, they gonna have the belts. Go fight each other.
Nah, yeah, I'm not mad at that. I think it'll be a great thing. You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see. I think we all know what he's at.
And if they still want Conor Benn to kind of build himself up, I'm not mad at him, Conor Benn and Brian Norman Jr.
Yeah, I know you did kind of mention that. I'm not mad at that at all. There's a lot of names that you can kind of like, decide if what Conor Benn can do. So I think Conor Benn has options. The way, especially he looked in that fight, I think he has options. You know what I mean? I think like is Regis Prograis on the level of those fighters currently right now? I'm gonna say no, but for what it was worth, I think he showed excitement in the ring where I think people would be entertained and intrigued by said fight, though. So I think he helped in that instance.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we're gonna take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
Introduce yourself to Magnet, the ultimate sports drink. Are you ready to take your performance to the next level? Do you want a sports drink that eliminates the muscle cramps and fatigue when working out or training? Meet Magnet, the sports drink designed for athletes who refuse to settle for mediocrity. It's power-packed electrolytes and rehydrates and restores balance with their scientifically formulated blend with magnesium that fights fatigue and boosts endurance. It has natural ingredients made with real fruit extracts and no artificial colors or flavors because your body deserves the best. It has delicious flavors like mixed fruit and watermelon that keep you revitalized and ready for action. It will boost your performance with essential vitamins and minerals. Magnet fuels your workouts, helping you crush your goals. Join the Magnet movement whether you're training, competing, or simply staying active. Magnet is your go-to refreshment for peak performance. You can order it now on our direct link at drinkmagnet.com. Also, use promo code Cris and Mall to get $5 off your purchase. So don't wait. Again, that promo code is Cris and Mall to get $5 off your purchase. Get Magnet, push your limits, fuel your passion.
Shout out to Magnet Sports Drink. All right, Mom, pull up this list. This is Daniel Jeremiah. He put his top 6 QB prospects since 2020. So here's his list right here. Mm-hmm. He's got Caleb Williams, number 1. He's got Trevor Lawrence, number 2. He's got Joe Burrows, number 3. He's got Fernando Mendoza, number 4. He's got Bryce Young, number 5. And he's got Cam Ward, number 6. Now, we got to take into account this isn't them in their career in the NFL. This is them coming out.
The prospects, prospects.
As a prospect. Now, I'll read some names before you give me your initial, whatever. These are some names of quarterbacks that have been drafted since 2020. In 2020, it was Joe Burrow, Tua, Justin Herbert, Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts. And then in 2021, it was Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Mac Jones. 2022, Kenny Pickett, Desmond Ridder, Malik Willis, Brock Purdy. And then in 2023, it was Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson, Will Levis. And in 2024, it was Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, Michael Penix Jr., and Bo Nix. And then last year's Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, Shador Sanders, Jalen Milroy, and Dylan Gabriel. So I'm asking you, do you agree with this list?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not really mad at it. I would probably take out Cam Ward and maybe Bryce Young. I would probably put Zach Wilson there. I'm talking about prospect wise. People had Zach Wilson high when he first was coming out. Like, some of the stuff we saw him at BYU, I think the prospect of him, I think he was pretty high. I think he was highly touted, especially with his arm strength, the way he threw the ball. I remember it. Now, obviously, his career didn't mend up to anything like that, but I think prospect-wise, I think he should be up there. I personally think Jaden Daniels should probably be on this list too. Me personally, I think he should be up there as well. I think with the situation with Caleb Williams has been portrayed as like the next Patrick Mahomes for a long time. So I'm not mad at him, number one. I remember when Sunshine came out and just what he did at Clemson. I'm not mad at him at number 2. We saw what Joe Burrow was kind of a late bloomer, especially when he came to LSU. But the way that offense was clicking, and a lot of people may say, like, look, he had the greatest receiving, he had the greatest offense of all time. But I think the way Joe Burrow was kind of quarterbacking in that offense, like, you couldn't deny who he was. So I think him being number 3, I understand. Fernando Mendoza at number 4. I know that's going to be my future guy. I know that's my guy. Would I put him at 4? I don't know. I might have him maybe like towards like 5 or 6, me personally. I just don't think Fernando Mendoza's prospects. I think he's like a late bloomer like Joe Burrow in a sense. But I think Joe Burrow statistically and just kind of the way he showed about it, I thought he was amazing. I thought Fernando Mendoza's approach the last like 5-6 games, especially going into the playoffs, especially with the Big Ten championship, he looked amazing. I know a lot of people, especially like, Dan, who keep bringing up, he was down, he only scored 6 points or whatever in the first half against Ohio State. But I think overall, if you look at that game, he played a really great game, especially how great that defense was. And then obviously we saw what he did with Oregon. We saw what he did against Bama, and we saw what he did against not Cam Ward, but the Miami Hurricanes and stuff like that. So what I have him for, I probably, I don't know. I guess honestly, when I really think about it, I'm not mad at Fernando Mendoza at 4, but you can have him at 4 or 5 or 6. Do I think he should be in the top 5 or 6? Yes, I do. Think Fernando Mendoza should be up there. But I think Zach Wilson probably will be higher as far as like prospect and just the way people viewed him as a quarterback at that time. And then I'll probably have Fernando Mendoza or Jaden Daniels 5 or 6. That's how I would have
it. I'm not mad at 1, 2, and 3. I'm with you. I think I wouldn't have Fernando Mendoza on this list. I think even though I think he's going to be really good, I honestly think Bryce Young should be on this list because him coming out of Alabama was very high. Like, he was coming out. Like Zach Wilson, the only reason why I feel like he got picked is when he got in shorts and a t-shirt and the combine, and he went from his left and threw it across his body. That's when everybody started shooting him up draft boards. Before then, it was just kind of like, yeah, he's got a nice talent, but I thought Bryce Young was a higher regarded talent coming out of Alabama. He just won way more bigger games in Alabama. And then CJ Stroud, Cam Ward, I would probably, even though I was high on Cam Ward, I would actually drop him out as a prospect. I think CJ Stroud was higher. I think coming out of
Ohio CJ Stroud. I totally forgot about CJ Stroud. Yeah, CJ Stroud was the higher prospect. Yeah, CJ Stroud was the higher prospect. I think he was the higher
prospect coming out of Ohio State, especially because the consensus is if Marvin Harrison Jr. doesn't get hurt in that Georgia game, they're demolishing Georgia. Like, it's not going to be close. Like, the game's going to be over. Even still, he was making plays.
Yeah, but he came on late, though. Like, he had a lot of moments, CJ Stroud, where he wasn't really performing well. And then it was, towards the end of the year where he started finally clicking, you know what I mean, with CJ Stroud. So I don't know. I just think like I'm not mad. I just can't be mad at any of these. Once you get past 3, once you get past 3, I just don't think. I think you could have arguments for Fernando, Bryce, Cam, Zach, CJ Stroud. I think you can because I think they all were kind of like. Yeah, you know what? Herbert should be on this list. Herbert should be on this. They treat him like he's God. They do. Herbert should be on this list. Yeah, honestly, yeah. Caleb, Trevor, Joe, Herbert should be a guarantee. They should all be guarantees. I think the rest of them, maybe you can have a conversation. I think you have a conversation. Yeah. But I'm not mad. If you want to take Fernando Mendoza, I'm not going to cry, but I don't care. Like, I don't care. Like, at the end of the day, it's all about who you're going to be at once you get to the team. But prospect-wise, yeah. I just think I think a lot of those guys.
We're having a totally different conversation.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence is off this list.
Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is off. Is he off this list?
If anything, he 5. That's it.
From the last since 2020, you don't think Trevor Lawrence makes top 6 as far as like actually what has happened in their NFL?
That's what I said. He 5.
Who would be your top 5?
I would probably have Joe Burrow number 1.
Okay. Even with all the injuries?
even with the injuries, the man made. I mean, regardless, he made a Super Bowl. My man made a Super Bowl.
So did Joe Flacco.
We know.
I'm not saying he Joe. I'm not saying he Joe, but I'm just saying like he always starts out 0-6 and then comes out late. You know what I mean? That's how I'm saying.
He does. But I don't think it's all on him. I think that's just the team. Period.
Yeah, but you know, it
like if Joe
Burrow. Look, I've seen mad quarterbacks that don't have talent around him and still win, dog. I've seen that.
Good conversation to have later on in a different pod about it. If Joe Burrow was on Chargers,
let's do that. Let's do it.
If Justin Herbert was on the Bengals,
yo, man, we can do it today. But hey, we can wait. We can keep going. I got it. That's a real conversation. I'm just saying. Like I love Joe, but let's be honest with his career though. Like let's be honest. Let's be real. I think Trevor Lawrence is easily top 5. I think Caleb Williams.
His rookie year, I don't count because that was just a dumpster fire with Urban Meyer.
Yeah, but Trevor Lawrence had that really good year when he had that comeback win against Justin Herbert. You know what I mean? Yeah, I personally would have Trevor Lawrence over Justin Herbert. I would. I personally would. I think Justin Herbert has been one of the most overhyped quarterbacks.
I agree with you on that.
I think he has been. I think in a situation like because you got to think like. Brock Purdy is ahead of Justin Herbert. And Brock Purdy is ahead of Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is ahead. He might be one.
Yeah.
He might be one. Well, no, when did Mahomes get? When did Mahomes get?
It was 2017.
Oh, so he's out. Yeah. But yeah, I think Jalen Hurts could easily be one. That's why he ain't on this list. Yeah, no, Jalen Hurts can easily be one.
Yeah.
He could easily be one. But even with prospect, was Patrick Mahomes a high prospect? I don't think Patrick Mahomes is a high prospect.
No, he was labeled.
He wasn't a high prospect.
It wasn't. He was another one where when the combine came out and they saw, oh, the hell is throwing 70 yards down the field.
Like the greatest prospect of all time is either Peyton Manning or Andrew Luck. It's one of those two.
Yeah.
Prospect-wise.
I would probably say
Andrew Luck was portrayed as like
it might be Luck.
Jesus. And so was Peyton Manning.
Because even with Peyton Manning, people thought Ryan Leaf was better.
They did. That's what I'm saying. I like Andrew Luck might be one.
Now you could say that some people thought RG3 was better than Andrew Luck coming out.
I never heard that. I heard it was always Andrew Luck. I always heard it was Andrew Luck.
Because I'll be honest with you, when I even watched Andrew Luck at Stanford, I was like, he good, but I don't see John Elway.
I think RG3 he was high, but I just think people viewed Andrew Luck as like the best specimen of as a prospect. You know what I mean? The size, the arm strength, the just kind of like how he was built, and like he was running a pro style offense. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like people had questions about RG3 just based off just the offense that he ran. He was always in shotgun, running options and stuff like that. We all know that's what Fernando Mendoza is getting questioned about. You know what I mean? It's just which RPOs and stuff like that, which is kind of funny because there's a lot of teams in the NFL that run RPOs. You know what I mean? Maybe not as much as college teams, but they run it to a degree. But no, I think it'll be. I don't know. We can have a conversation about career-wise out of all the quarterbacks of 2020. We can do that. Have that conversation soon. Yeah, do that draft week or something.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's do our BetUS Surefire Picks. I gotta get a baseball sound.
Baseball.
What you got?
Yeah, man, I got all NBA playing games. So I got the Suns -4 against the Blazers. I like that a lot. I got the Hornets -5.5 against the Heat. I think the Heat are just terrible. I got the 76ers -1.5 against the Magic just because I don't trust the Magic. I'm gonna take the Warriors +5 against the Clippers. I think they'll keep it close. I still think the Clippers are going to win this game. I think the Warriors keep it close with Steph. I think they'll be strategic. Even though I'm not a fan of him, I'm on a minutes restriction. I get it, I understand it, but I think they'll play smart where to the point where the Steph Curry can be in the heat of the game towards the end of the game, and they'll keep it close. But I still think the Clippers will end up winning.
Yeah, I'm taking the Hornets -5.5 for the Heat. I'm taking Portland +4 over Suns. And I'm taking the Sixers -1.5 over Orlando. If you go to any of our social media platforms, you'll see the BetUS link. This is first-time users only. You go there, you sign up, put the promo code JOIN125. You get 125% sign-in bonus plus 10% gambling insurance. That's 3 risk-free bets on $100 up to $5,000. That means on your first 3 deposits, if you bet $100 and you lose, you keep your money. So you can win some money or keep your money on your first 3 deposits. So go over there and sign up. Tell Cris Talamon sent you. And that does it for our BetUS Surefire Picks. All right, man. A big concert tour has been announced. 2 heavy hitters. We've always talked about these 2 doing a versus against each other. But now they're coming to combine their powers and do a tour. Chris Brown and Usher have announced a concert. I don't know if they displayed any other details about this concert, but they put out a little video package of them on motorcycles, taking their helmets off, and pretty much getting everybody hyped up for this tour. So I ask you, sir, are you excited?
No, yeah, I'm excited. I'm always excited to see Chris Brown. I've never been to Usher. I went to Chris Brown's last tour, which was amazing. If you haven't been to a Chris Brown show, you got to go. Yeah, he puts on one of the best shows that you could do. But with them combined, I think it'll be an amazing show. With both of these guys, we know the ladies will be out. We know it's gonna be a vibe. I'm expecting this has to be like a football stadium tour with these 2. These are 2 heavyweights. But honestly, with this, I think the conversations with the verses have came back. You know what I mean? I think there's been a lot of conversations with that, with who would win in a versus. I gotta ask you, brother, who do you think would win a versus between Usher and Chris Brown? Who
told you
in a 20 song battle, you have Usher winning against Chris Brown?
Yes, I do.
Why?
I always said that.
Why?
I've been always more partial to Usher, man.
I feel you. I'm
That's
be
my
honest.
generation, dog.
I love it. So is Chris Brown, though. Chris Brown.
Nah,
By the ocean too.
When Chris Brown came out, with grown ass man, dog.
I'm gonna say this, man. Respectfully, I love Usher, but I think Chris Brown washes him after like 8 songs. I think he does, dog. I think he does, man. Because a lot of the songs where they even feature, I think Chris Brown wins that. They're all Chris Brown songs. A lot of his songs that he's gonna have, like party anthem songs and stuff like that. I think Chris Brown wins that. Now obviously he's gonna have a tough time with the Confessions album. He's gonna have a tough time. He's gonna have a tough time with You Got It Bad. He's gonna have a tough time with Burn, Confessions. You Remind Me, Nice and Slow. Boo, it's okay. Lovers and Friends, it's cool. You Make Me One, I got you. You Don't Have to Call. You got Superstar, Same Girl, Trading Places, Caught Up, Bad Girl, My Way, Slow Jam, I Need a Girl. Pardon with P Diddy and stuff like that. But Chris Brown got his, bro. Chris Brown got his, and I get it. It's tough. So does us. I'm not saying Usher don't. But in reality, when you really want to just sparse it a little bit, I think Chris Brown wins, dog. And I think he wins by 5. I think he wins by 5 songs. I'm not saying it was bad. I didn't say it was bad, but I think it's gonna be a problem after. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
He's not beating yet.
He's not beating yet. He got Residuals, No Guidance, It Depends, Back to Sleep, Kiss Kiss, Loyal, Go Crazy, Look at Me Now, With You, New Flame, Heat, No Air, Sensational, Deuces, Say Goodbye, Pop and Run It, Take You Down. That's not even, I haven't even gotten to even the heart of some of this shit. Even some of the like real heart of this shit. Like, what are we talking about, dog? Respectfully, I love Usher, but I think Chris Brown wins by like 5 songs. That's me. In a 20 song battle. That's what I mean. But overall, I'm super excited about this tour. I really want to go. I want to check it out. and it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting how they kind of play it off. Do they kind of have it where I'm assuming it'd be kind of situation where they kind of like bounce off each other a little bit, kind of like how kind of Kendrick and SZA did it, where like SZA will come out for a couple songs, then Kendrick came. I could see a situation like that because these guys are two superstar heavyweight talents. You know what I mean? In a sense, minus all the versus talk, but these guys are superstar. These are some of our best R&B artists of all time. These guys could easily be on the Mount Rushmore for sure. I'll be curious to kind of see the layout of it and how it goes about it.
I think certain cities, Chris Brown's headlines, and then certain cities, Usher. Like if they go to Atlanta, Usher's gonna be he's gonna go last.
I don't know. I do not know. I don't know.
They're at home. Usually
I don't know. Girl, Chris Brown. I'm telling y'all, man. I love Usher, but Chris Brown different, dog. Chris Brown's different, bro. I've never seen Usher do a stadium tour by himself. I've seen Chris Brown do it. Multiple times. Like Chris Brown is different, dog. I don't know why people sleep on Chris. I love Usher just as much as y'all, but he ain't Chris Brown when it comes to tour shit. He not. It's not even close. I love Usher, but he not. I don't see it. Like I'm very curious. I think Chris Brown is the headliner in this, honestly.
I'm not saying I think that in Atlanta, Usher is the headline.
I don't know. We'll see. Shout out to both of these brothers, man. I'm super excited to see these guys, man. I think is this the tour? Is this the tour this summer, or do you think it's somebody else? Do you think it's J. Cole?
No, hell no. Respect for J. Cole. You're not beating this.
No, I don't think he's like financially, nah. But I'm just saying, like more hype tour. You think this is the more hype tour than J. Cole? You think this is the most hype tour? All right, man. Damn, dog. I'm just asking the question, bro. You gotta beat me up, dog. I'm just asking the question,
talking about baby sister and aunties.
I hear you. There's a lot of big tours though. Like you have J. Cole, you got Olivia
baby
Dean,
sister and auntie is going to be at this concert.
No, they are. They all gonna be out. What do you think the ratio is going to be? You think it's going to be like 80 to 20 female to dudes?
95 to 5.
Yeah. Are you going to go? You going to take the lady to the Usher Chris show? Have you been to a Chris Brown show?
I've never been to Chris Brown.
No, you should go. Are you going to go?
She's not a Chris Brown fan. So.
No. Is she an Usher fan?
My girl like old school stuff. Man.
No, so I take it y'all not going. All right.
Probably not.
No, catch me there. I'll be there.
Especially when you see the ticket prices.
Have they even released the tickets yet?
No, but I'm sure them ticket prices are going to be football numbers.
Yeah, we'll see. They'll probably be expensive.
More than WrestleMania tickets. And that's saying a lot. So, shout out to Chris Brown and Usher though. Dope. See them coming together and doing this tour together. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we don't hear no disputes from this. So how the R&B singers get together, amigos.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. It's gonna be tough, but I'm sure they'll figure it out. I'm sure they got, especially the way they came about it. It seems like even though I did say I think Chris Brown is a headliner, just the way they presented the video, it seems like they're doing like team aspects. So I said I'm gonna be very curious to see how the layout of it is. I think when they finish it, I think they're gonna do Usher and Chris Brown songs together because I know they have a couple, so I think they're gonna finish out with both of them together. I think that's how it's gonna be.
It's gonna be interesting to see who they have on the because I'm sure they have people open up for them too.
Do they even really need to though? I don't even think they need anybody to open. But just get a DJ to get the crowd hype.
I can see them taking this time to help somebody else. Like,
I've seen a lot of R&B artists ask like, "Yo, let me be the guy to open y'all up." Man, I've seen a lot. I see y'all with like Kenyon Dixon. I've seen a couple female artists and stuff like that. I think everybody I think a lot of R&B artists want to be on this tour because they know this one's gonna do numbers. They know this one's gonna. And Chris Brown just got out of tour like last year. It's crazy.
I mean, you can see Leon Thomas, because they could do the
Well,
butt
Leon
remake.
Thomas is currently on tour with Bruno Mars, so it's not gonna be him. You know,
I
he's
was
with
about to
Bruno
say,
Mars right now.
Because they could do the Mutt remix with him and Chris Brown.
Now, I think you could. There's options. Like you got options. Like if you want to take like Giveon on tour, I think that would be a smooth move right there. If you want to do like a situation where I don't know if you want to get like one of these like younger up and coming artists where they see a lot of potential and they want to kind of get their name out there, I could see a situation like that. I can't see like no old school guys. I can't see like a Mario or anything like that. Who else could you potentially do? You know what? Giveon probably wouldn't be the right fit, especially with Usher, and I think that would be the wrong fit because Giveon is more of like slow, sexy vibes. I think both of these guys are more like upbeat R&B. They have like their slow parts, but they do have like a lot more upbeat fun. So I'm trying to think who could be a part of that. Like I feel like hers too big. I don't think she would do it. Oh man, that's a good question. That's a really good question. I don't know. I feel like I don't know if they're gonna have Kalani could be one. Kalani would be a vibe. She got a lot of hits. I'm not mad, especially her coming off probably one of her biggest years. Getting Kalani on that tour, I think that would be a vibe. I wouldn't be mad at that. If they put Kalani on there, you have Kalani open up with Usher and Chris Brown. I think you got a solid 3. I'm not mad at that. That's really good. Yeah, Kalani would be good. Kalani would be really good.
Shoot.
And then she could get all the, them fine ass lesbian girls on deck. You know what I mean? They could come out too.
Okay.
Yeah. We love y'all too. Yeah, y'all may not like us, but we still love y'all. Shout out to y'all.
Anyway, shout out to y'all.
Oh, man, I'm showing love, man. I love all y'all. I love all the females, man. I love you all.
Man. All right, man. We were supposed to do this on Wednesday, forgot, but NFL free agent best fit wide receivers.
Yeah.
Here are the names: Jawan Jennings, Stephon Diggs, Deebo Samuels, Keenan Allen, Tyreek Hill, Christian Kirk, DeAndre Hopkins, Brandon Cooks, Curtis Samuels, Tyler Lockett, and that's it from that list.
All right, for sure. Let's start out with Tyreek Hill, man. What do you think will be the best fit for Tyreek Hill when he comes back?
I mean, the long hanging fruit would probably be Kansas City because he knows the system.
Mm-hmm.
But Chargers would benefit if he's healthy. They need a deep threat. They need somebody who can stretch the field. They need some explosion to help. Maybe that'll open things up for Justin Herbert with the arm talent that he has. That would be a team. Your Raiders would be a team that would help Fernando Mendoza, somebody who's a big, strong arm kid who can throw it down the field. You got somebody like Tyreek Hill that can help open things up for him and open things up for Ashton Jenkins as far as the running game goes.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you can't just stack 8 in the box with Tyreek Hill on the outside. I'm trying to think who else. A sleeper team. Especially, well, I don't know because you don't want 2 injured wide receivers. But let's just say Tyreek Hill is fine. Him and Malik Neighbors would be fun.
Yeah, that would be a nice combination. You know what I mean?
Him and Malik Neighbors would be fun. Mm-hmm. Another sleeper team that would, even though they do like their wide receivers over there, but I still think that if they brought him over, that would probably take them. It would help. It would help this quarterback who's on the trend, and that's Carolina. He would help Bryce Young a whole lot.
Yeah, you pair him up. Yeah,
because I think they're on the outs with Xavier Leggett. I think he'd be traded.
I will be too. You motherfucker eating squirrel and shit, man. I can't trust you.
Who else? I mean, who can't use Tyreek Hill? But I'm just saying somebody who really needs him. Oh man, I think those are the teams right there. Maybe
I feel like
maybe Washington.
Yeah, Washington always needs. Obviously, they don't have I think they do need help on that receiving core, especially with I don't assume Debo is going to be back. So he would definitely help. We all know Jaden Daniels can throw the deep ball. He's definitely accurate on that. Texans, I just think they're too deep. I think Texas have. I think this is a very important year for CJ Stroud. We're going to get more into that later. This is the most important year with CJ Stroud. That team is fucking loaded.
They picked up his 5th-year option, so they obviously believe in him.
Probably cheaper, but that team is loaded. Like, let's be honest, they don't have a weakness at all, honestly, especially with them getting David Montgomery and the pairing with him and Woody Marks. I agree with you with all the teams that you kind of stated. I think my Raiders would be a really good fit. Obviously, your Kansas City Chiefs. I was honestly, I get it. He knows the offense. Would I want Tyreek Hill and Rashee Rice on the same squad? No. I think that's just a double headache that you don't need with a lot of wide receivers outside. I'm good. I don't think the Chiefs need those problems. They got enough with Rashee Rice. Like, you don't need Tyreek Hill to be a part of that as well. I really like the Giants one. You pair him with Malik Neighbors. I actually do really like that. I think the Ravens wouldn't be a good fit because I think Tyreek Hill and Zay Flowers are pretty much similar players.
Yeah.
Bills don't need him because you got DJ Moore. He's kind of your deep threat right there. New England, I could kind of see New England a little bit. Yeah. I don't know if they want that headache. I think they got enough going on with their head coach. The Chargers always can use some receiver help, honestly. We'll see. I think Tyreek Hill will be good. Let's go with Debo Samuel, man. What do you think would be the perfect fit for Debo?
The Ravens.
Yeah,
the Ravens.
He fits.
He fits what they want to do over there. He could be a weapon out the backfield. You can put him and Derrick Henry in the backfield together. You could, split them out wide, put him in the slot. You can do whatever, and he will be perfect for somebody like Lamar Jackson. And with you losing Isaiah Likely, you could kind of use him in the middle of the field too. So, I think the Ravens would be perfect for him. I'm trying to think of another team who's kind of in that mode.
I think the Chargers would be a good fit, especially with how physical they are. You know what I mean? I think he would fit like a Harbaugh kind of system. Let's be honest. He could go back to the Niners. He will fit back with the Niners too. Lucky.
I was going to say this.
I wouldn't be surprised if he went back there. Maybe that could be a relationship that I don't know if it ended that bad, but
Steelers, another team.
Steelers.
Should we get Aaron Rodgers back? Steelers.
He'll be a good third wing because didn't they just get who they signed?
Michael Penix Jr. They
traded for Michael Penix.
But you put him because they lost. Didn't they lose a receiver? But they you put him, like you said, you put him in the slot with those two big receivers, and you got him.
He fits.
He'll fit.
I agree with everything you said. All right, next up, we'll go with D-Hop, man. What do you think he sees fit, or do you see retirement as being the best option for D-Hop?
I mean, it's always going to be the top option, but with D-Hop, I think he's in the part of his career where no, he's not your one or your two, but can he come in and be a third receiver? Yes. So if you put him with for example, the Bengals, put him as your third guy with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, now you got something. He's a veteran. He's played at a high level once in his career, so he's going to be respected in the locker room. And you're not trying to expect him to be your guy. You know what I'm saying? He's your third guy. Get open on third down. That's what I need. And in the red zone, because you still got good hands. You may not be what you used to be, but with those two on the outside, he could get open in the middle of the field.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think right now
it would have to be. It would have to be with somebody who already has two receivers established.
Yeah, I like that. Or even a situation where D-Hop can like mentor some guys. Like I wouldn't mind him with Carolina. Maybe he can mentor Xavier Legette, make him a little bit better, and just teach him how to be a true wide receiver. Even help Ted a little bit because I feel like they're similar as far as like kind of like capabilities and what DeAndre Hopkins was able to do in his earlier part of the years. I wouldn't mind that.
Hell, I wasn't opposed with him coming back to my Chiefs as kind of being like the mentor adult in the room. Because one thing I will say is Xavier Worthy's rookie year, he hit a wall. And then when we traded for DeAndre Hopkins, that's when Worthy started playing better because he started working out and doing stuff after practice with him, and D-Hop telling him how to do things. He played a lot better with D-Hop there. So I wouldn't be mad if we brought him in as far as kind of being like that mentor type dude. I'd be mad at that, but
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think in a situation where you have some young receivers that are going to be your A1 guys, but just make the receiving room more mature, I think D-Hop will be the perfect guy. I think there could be some fits for him. Obviously, he wouldn't be an every down receiver, but in key situations where you need like a key third down, you put him on the field, he can come up with a big play. I think he still has amazing hands and stuff like that. He just doesn't have the movement like he used to. But no, I agree with you. I agree with you. Next up, we'll go with let's go with Curtis Samuel, man. He was on the Buffalo Bills, man. Where could you potentially see Curtis Samuel
go? That's a good question. Curtis Samuel hasn't been what everybody thought he was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're picking Curtis Samuel up, he's more of a probably going to be your fourth receiver. Maybe third, maybe your third. Like once again, the Bengals, if they really need a third receiver, maybe you get him. Because he's more of a jet sweep, that type of guy. You just use him in that manner. You're not really counting on him to run like receiver routes. You know what I'm saying? So
right,
a lot of digs and crossers and things of that nature. Cowboys. I can see him on the Cowboys with George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb being that third guy, third and fourth guy. Something like that.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
Maybe Pittsburgh.
Man, he used to play for Pittsburgh.
I think so.
Yeah, all right, man. Let's go with a little bit better known name. Let's go with Keenan Allen, man. Where could you potentially see Keenan Allen go?
Keenan Allen. That's a good question, man. I'm trying to think. I wouldn't be mad at Keenan going to Buffalo or going with DJ Moore. He's the opposite of a DJ Moore type. So, a possession receiver, is he what he used to be? No, but, he still gets open on man coverage. You know what I'm saying? And he's still a good third down, red zone guy. I think he's good as far as the broken plays with Josh Allen. So, I think he's a veteran. He knows how to get open on those type of plays. So, I wouldn't be mad at him in Buffalo.
Him, Khalil Shakir, you got two possession receivers that know how to run routes. Yeah, all right. That'll be a good combo with DJ Moore.
I wouldn't be mad at him with the Ravens either. I think he would be good for Lamar.
Yeah.
I think he'd be good for Lamar.
He needs a really good possession receiver that can win one-on-ones, especially in red zones. Like, I think Keenan Allen could be that once he stays healthy.
Even if they don't trade A.J. Brown, I wouldn't be mad at him in the Eagles as the third guy on the outside, and then you could work Devontae Smith more in that slot. And use his speed. So I wouldn't be mad with him with the Eagles. I wouldn't be mad with him at the Commanders. Him and Terry McLaurin would be pretty good together. If they draft a young receiver to go with that, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they draft a Cardinal Tate. He'd be a good, mentor. Cardinal Tate. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Kind of similar type receivers, That's all I can think of right now. I wouldn't be surprised he come to your ring. He is an LA boy, so I know we're not in LA, but he go to Vegas and play for the Raiders. He a West Coast dude, so I see him coming y'all kind of being that veteran guy. Maybe he could help out. What's his name? Thornton and Beck. One of those, those two guys that you guys draft.
Whatever young receiver, we're going to draft a receiver in this draft. So whoever comes in with that, you know what I mean? So we still need a mature guy. We still need a vet guy that can help lead this offense, especially with Kirko being there and Fernando needing help and stuff like that. So I won't be mad. Let's do two more names, man. We'll keep it going. Next up, Juwan Jennings, man. Former 49er. Where could you potentially see him going?
Juwan Jennings would be good with the Chargers. I think he would be good. Trying to think. I think he'd be good with the Colts. I think he would be good. He's another one for Buffalo. Steelers. Eagles, especially if they do trade AJ Brown. They're gonna need a guy who can kind of bridge the gap until maybe next year when those proper receivers come out. Because he's gonna be signing a 1-year deal wherever he goes. So this is gonna be like a year where he's gonna try to get the max so he can get paid next year.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bet him on my Chiefs. I'll be real with you. Because like I said, we need a veteran in the room, man. Even if we do draft a young receiver.
Yeah.
Didn't always sound like a Raider to me. I see him on Raiders too. I do see him on
your Raiders. I could see him on the Raiders too.
I forget y'all picked up Naylor. Actually,
we did. Yeah, we got Naylor up.
I do like Naylor. But him and Naylor would be a nice little,
that'd be a nice little pair. You know what I mean?
Yeah, those are teams right there.
For sure. All right, man. We'll end it off with this guy. He's been in the news for some things outside of football, but came off a really, really impressive season getting to the Super Bowl. Stephon Diggs, Cardi B's ex or current, whatever happened. I don't know what's happening. But anyways, Stephon Diggs, man. Where could you think would be a perfect fit for him?
He's a Raider, man. What are you talking about?
He sound like I wouldn't be mad if he's a Raider. I wouldn't be mad. I think
Chargers.
he's. Oh, you think Chargers? Yeah, I think Stephon Diggs outside of the football field has issues, but I think some of the stuff, I think a lot of it on the football field and in the locker room, I think he's a great asset. I think he's a mature guy in that sense. I think he's learned a lot with the Buffalo Bills. I know he got a lot of, hate, I guess, in the sense with that battle between him and Josh Allen a little bit, and people portraying him as like some prima donna and stuff like that. But what receiver doesn't always demand the ball, especially of his caliber at that time? But no, I think he helped a lot in that Patriots locker room. He was a mature guy, and I think he can bring the same with the Raiders. You know what I mean? I know he's been bouncing around a little bit, and I think he'll still keep that same aspect as far as like off the football field. Be a little dangerous out here in Las Vegas, you know what I mean? I think you might get about 4 or 5 girls pregnant, but at the end of the day, man, he'll show up on Sunday.
Yeah. Like I said, Raiders, Chargers. Interesting one, especially if he's trying to win one.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams.
Yeah, I can see it. It seems like they want a third receiver next to Puka, especially with Devontae Adams getting a little bit older. I'll say this: if they don't draft a receiver, like if they're not a Mekhi Lemon destination, I could see Stephon Diggs getting signed by the Rams. I can see that.
If the Rams get Mekhi Lemon, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. It seems like they want to give every opportunity because it seems like this is the last hurrah for this squad. Now, the way the Rams are going to look next year, that's a whole conversation going forward. Yeah. But with all the money they tied into, and assets they got rid of, but they're going all in this year.
They're definitely drafting a quarterback next year. They're drafting a quarterback this year.
Yeah, no, they are. I just think if the Rams aren't the favorites on paper, then I don't know who should be at this point.
Send Diggs somewhere like Carolina. I'm not mad at that.
I'm not mad. I think that'd be a good fit, pairing him up next to Ted, with Bryce Young and stuff like that, seeing the growth. It's not big. Yo, look, I'm just saying, man, this is a huge year for a lot of quarterbacks this year. Huge year. Yeah. And we will see a lot of movement with quarterbacks next year, which I still think we would. So we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. That's pretty much it for today, man. You got anything else?
Nah, man. Reminder, we do have our WNBA show coming up. We'll start a little bit early at 3:30. Give our thoughts with free agency, a lot of signings that happen. Gear up for exciting day for these ladies at the WNBA. Should be a fun one. So if you like WNBA, if you like following, man, make sure you catch us at 3:30 on the dot. We'll be live and excited about that, man. Besides that, man, excited for my first WrestleMania on Sunday. Excited to go check that out. Super excited about that. Man, I'm ready for WrestleMania. Seems the hype is here. I saw Stephen A and the crew gonna be out here Friday. I'm sure all the WrestleMania stuff is gonna be getting up. I know everybody. I've been reading the comments with WrestleMania. everybody's the anticipation of the stage and them having a short amount of time. I seen some wrestling fans stressing about that. Well, boy, they like, man, they about to give us the short ramp this year. I'm like, yo, relax, man. That'd be all right. But I saw Raw. I ain't see no matches. It seemed like a lot of appearances. Is that what happened on Raw tonight? Like just nothing but appearances and
people just hyping up the match,
hyping up WrestleMania and stuff like that.
People talking. That's it.
For sure. Yeah, man. So WrestleMania week is here in Vegas. So super excited to see everything that's going on right there, man. Still got to get my shirt for Sunday. I think I'm gonna get that one shirt I showed you, the I'm Your Poppy one.
I got the one. I got the one I'm wearing on Sunday already.
Which one you wearing on Sunday? Which one you wearing?
The Mitchell Ness WrestleMania 42 Vegas shirt.
Okay. For sure. I'm still trying to get my bearings with wrestling, man. I haven't been paying attention a lot, but should be a fun one, man. Should be fun, man. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Who get your flowers of the week?
Flowers of the week. I'm gonna give it to. That's a good question. I don't know. I don't have no flowers this week.
No,
you got any?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Rory McIlroy, 2-time Masters winner. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rory, man. We were talking about him the other day. You know what I'm saying? He finally cracked the mold. It was looking a little shaky towards the end, but he pulled it out. Now he's a 2-time Masters winner. So I gotta show my love to Rory McIlroy. I'm showing love to AEW, man. They had a pay-per-view last night. It was dope. You know what I'm saying? A really good pay-per-view, man. I enjoyed myself. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them.
Shout out to Mark Jones. ESPN announcer, he always does a lot of NBA games. It was his last game yesterday. His run at ESPN is over. Shout out to him, man. Dorsberg gave out an emotional tribute out to him. So I want to give a shout out to him as well. So yeah, that'll be my flowers.
Yeah, for sure. Michigan basketball. For what? We already gave them that love last week.
Yeah, Michigan basketball. Damn, dog.
Who, me?
Yeah, man.
No, I'm just saying I gave they love last week. I know they brought back some players though. And shout out to
you know what? And shout out Flowers. I know we'll talk about this more later on, but shout out to all the ladies getting that bag, man. They throwing that money all around the WNBA. So shout out to the ladies who got them contracts, man. You know what I mean? We'll talk more about that at 3:30. But yeah, those ladies get flowers too.
Yeah, for sure. All right, who get your hell now?
Man, this nigga Trump, dog. Man, come on, dog. Like, bro, it's just burnt out, man. Like, we burnt out, bro. You saw him portraying himself as Jesus Christ. This man said he thought he was a paramedic. That's why he posted or some shit like that. I was like, bro, what we on? Come on, man. Y'all ain't getting no deal done. Can barely get a deal done, get our government open, but people expecting them to get a deal done with Iran, man. Like, what we on, bro? You get a hell nah. Who else get a hell nah? Shit. I don't know, man. That's it. That's all I got.
My hell no goes to TKO and Pat McAfee. And more so TKO. That you guys have absolutely made Randy Orton an afterthought in this match against Cody Rhodes. Look, some of the promo that Pat McAfee cut on Friday was cool. I agree with what he said about CM Punk, because I've always felt like CM Punk has this holier than thou type arc, and he's the hypocrite. But you've made Randy Orton look like an afterthought. Like, are we watching Cody Rhodes versus Pat McAfee? Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. Then seeing him walk away with the belt, like I wasn't feeling. I'm sorry. Not feeling it. TKO, you've ruined that main event. Then you try to soften it up with this 25% off with the tickets on Saturday, and burying the night 2 show, saying, "Oh, don't watch that. That sucks. Just watch night 1." Oh boy, WWE, y'all funny boy.
You know who else get a hell nah? UFC. UFC gets a hell nah because
They do.
I just think their whole infatuation and siding with it's just kind of like the whole way they've been running that company as of late. You know, I know a lot of people have been obviously I think they're under TKO as well. You know, they've been doing some stuff where it hasn't been really appeasing to the fans at all. You know, with them obviously alienating a certain fan base with them siding with a guy, Dana White, saying he's not making UFC political, but in every instance that they have made it political, especially, you know, we all know with Trump. I'm not gonna get too much in Trump, but in the reality, it comes down to him because they've used this UFC vessel to help him in the eyes of the public, to help his case and candidacy. The UFC was one of the main reasons why I think Donald Trump was reelected. They helped force that, and they've alienated the fan base. A lot of people haven't been a fan of the product over at Paramount, as far as like the way the fights have been going on. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about that White House card where people weren't really happy, especially the way they portrayed it as this being the best card of all time and all over sports. You know, with that, it's kind of sad. You know me. I was always a big UFC guy. I haven't really talked about UFC because I just haven't had the interest in it. Especially with just kind of the way the UFC has gone about certain things and Dana White and stuff like that. And there's certain aspects where I do appreciate Dana White and what he's done, especially the initial parts of him getting, UFC and establishing UFC as being a dominant force in one of the fighting genres. We've seen the growth of it. I've seen how he interacts with certain people. I've heard nothing but great things of him as a person. If he message with you like that he takes care of his people, you know what I mean? Like, he's all over Vegas. So I don't want to get too much on Dana, but it's just kind of sad, man, seeing the way UFC has gone about certain things and stuff like that. And I got to give it a hell no, man. It's just, I haven't really had any interest about UFC in a minute, you know what I mean? And Chris always knows, I always brought up UFC every now and then with certain fights and stuff like that. And I haven't done it in a while. And there are certain aspects with Ariel Helwani, and there's some other guys. If you want to know more about it, they've done an amazing job in covering the aspect of UFC in bed with Trump and stuff like that. I think they've elocuted very well about the whole state of UFC and the problems that they have. So they get a hell no, man, with certain aspects of how they've ran that company ever since I think TKO and certain aspects have been kind of taking over that aspect. And Dana White, he's kind of more of just the face. I don't think he has much control, especially like with matchmaking and stuff like that. And I don't think he handles like contract deals. I could be wrong, but that's just some of the stuff I heard over some podcasts that are more embedded into the UFC. So, yeah, it's just a little disappointing. So they do got to get a hell no.
For sure.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. Get your goddamn ugly ass on.
And the Aces for wasting another spot. Getting into that at 3:30. I'm wasting a roster spot, but god dang.
They brought
I see all these fucking signings from the Sparks and the fucking goddamn Liberty and Dream making moves and all this and stuff like that. And we gonna waste a roster spot on fucking Kyle Kuz, but that shit's crazy, dog.
We're bringing the game back.
Nah, man, we'll talk. Well, I'll get more into it later on.
Yeah, we're bringing the game back.
Yeah.
Today in evidence.
Yeah, WNBA talks should be fun tonight. Should be fun. Should be fun, bro.
All right, y'all. If you want to donate to the Chris Lamar podcast, you can donate to our Cash App, $ Chris Lamar podcast. We appreciate whatever you donate. Whatever streaming platform you use, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. Whatever you use, we're available. First time watchers on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, that like button, that notification button. So when we go live on Mondays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and Wednesdays 9-ish p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you can jump in the live with us. You can talk about these topics. We want to hear from you. Whether you agree with us, disagree with us, we want to get your opinion. Even on the playback, we want to hear from you too. So leave it in the comment section. But don't forget to subscribe. And whatever social media platform you use, whether it be X, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, whatever you use, follow us. We'll follow you back. We're just some regular guys who like to talk sports, music, movies, and all kinds of various other things. If you have a critique or feedback, or if you have a question or topic, we like to say a question or topic, we will bring it up. We will shout you out because we want to show love to those who show love to us. So go ahead and hit us up via DM, emails, or our mentions. All right, good people. Until later on today, we will be doing our WNBA live stream for the draft today. So jump in with us, man. If you're a WNBA fan, you should like this live stream, and we're gonna react to all the picks first and second round, and yeah, man, go from there. So until then, I hope you guys have a good party today, and we will be back in a couple of hours.
Yes, sir. See y'all in a little bit.
We out.